So today we will discuss about file handling. Wait, I'll share the screen. Yes. So today we will discuss about file handling, and we will start with what is the need of a data file. All of you know that we can store the data anywhere in the computer. So what is the need of that file? How will it differentiate from the other storage media? So first we will see what are the advantages. And the first one is it is used to store data in an organized manner. What do you mean by organized? It is well structured. You can't store it randomly. For example, you will define some structure that after roll number there will be name of the student and then there will be the mark of the student in some subject. So this is what storing the data in an organized manner. Other example could be, say, consider example of Windows Explorer. I am opening this. Say this is D drive, and now I am again creating, say, new folder in this, say, files, and in that case I am storing, say, another, say, subfolder. Say it is mentioning about class 11. In that case I am creating, say, new again folder, say 11 CS, and now I am storing here file, say new any text file, say names of 11 CS students. So what is it? It's now in an organized manner, it is stored in a structure. So this is how we can store the data in file in a systematic and organized manner. And another thing is it is used to store data permanently, so that whenever I want to retrieve that data, I can retrieve that data. That is what it is storing permanently. So who will tell me there are two types of memory of the computer. First one is RAM and ROM. So tell me which one is volatile? Yes, Hardik, tell me. What is the full form of RAM and ROM? Yes.
Access memory and ROM is read only memory.
Very good, Hardik. Repeat your answer again.
मैम RAM volatile है मैम ROM non volatile है मैम.
Very good. So RAM stands for random access memory and that is volatile. But ROM is read only memory and that is non-volatile. So using those memories you can store the data permanently. Yes. So that is ROM, which is used for permanent storage of the data. Yes. Now it is used to access the data faster, and also you can search the data faster, and it is used to easily modify the data later on. So these are the need of the data file. Now consider example of any book. See, I am taking this book, and what will I do first thing? I will take this book. See, I took this book and then I will, first operation that I will do is I will open this book. Oh, okay. So I open it. Then I will read something, and after reading I will close the books. So what are the steps that I followed? First is I open the book, then I read that book and then close that book. So these represents the three steps that need to be followed during the file handling. So first one is open the file. The next one is perform read operation or write operation based on your need. And the next one is close that file. So remember three steps or the three operations that need to be followed during file handling process. First is open, second read or write, and third one is close. Remember these three steps. Now there are different examples of file. For example, say text file, binary file and CSV file. So what is it that makes them different from each other? So first is text file. So whatever the things or characters which are represented in text file are in bits format. And whereas in case of binary file, it represents custom data. What is binary? It is 0 and 1. So if consider any string, say 0 0 1 1 1 0 and so on, if by any mistake any bit is changed, say 0 is changed to 1, so what will be its impact on that file? It will be corrupted. So remember that binary file can be corrupted very easily, whereas text file are less prone to get corrupt. So this is the next point of differentiation. And text file are stored using txt extension, whereas binary file can have any applications defined extension. So this is the next point of differentiation. And in case of text file, it is used to store only plain text in the file, whereas in case of binary file, it can store different types of data, whether it is audio, text, image, whatever it is, it can be stored in a single file. So remember this thing, the most important point of differentiation that could be asked is which file gets easily corrupted, text or binary? What will be your answer?
Ma'am, binary.
Very good. Who is that student? Smriti? Yes, she answered it correctly that binary file gets corrupted easily, whereas text file is less prone to corruption. That is, it can't be corrupted so easy. So these are the point of differentiation between this file. Yes, there is one more file which is known as CSV. So I will explain it with the example of one file. See, CSV, it stands for comma separated values. This is the type of file. So how will it be actually represented? So we will see with one example. Say this is roll number, then comma, then name, then say age, then what is this? What do we say contact number. Yeah. So this represents the different columns. Say I'm writing roll number 1, comma, Smriti. Say I'm putting random values. I'm not sure about this. Say 16, then I'm writing say yes, random contact number. Yes. Now say roll number 2 is Aditya, and again I'm writing some new contact number. So what is it, this file? Say it's comma. So each attribute is separated by comma. That's why it is known as comma separated values, and the file is known as CSV file. So how will you read this file? You will match each value with its attribute name, that is the column name. So what is the consider this entry, that is entry in the 5th row. Yes, Smriti, tell me, what is the roll number of Smriti?
मैम आपने स्क्रीन ऑन नहीं किया.
Oh, okay, wait. Yes, is it visible to you now, everyone?
Yes मैम.
Yes. So now consider that this is roll number, this is one attribute, and this is 1 in the 5th row. So tell me, what is the roll number of Smriti from this file? So this, see how will
One.
you, 1.
And 1.
Very good. So this is the way of reading CSV file. So you will map each attribute with this values. So what will be her contact number? You will see name as a Smriti, and then you will check for contact number. What is that? First, second, third, fourth attribute. So I will again check here what is the fourth value. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is 9823325658. So this represents a contact number. So this is what? This is an example of CSV file. So remember this, how is it actually represented? Based on its name only, this is the file where the entries are separated by comma. So this is comma separated values file. Now we'll see what are the access mode. So access mode determines the what kind of operation can be performed with the file. Say consider, as I already explained to you, consider the example of book. So what are the 3 steps that I followed in the book? First is I open the book, then I read the book, and then I close the book. So these are the 3 steps, or say 3 operations that can be performed. Similarly, in case of file, in order to perform these operations, we need access modes, and we'll see what are those access modes. For example, say I want to read the file, so I need R, that is reading file is represented by access mode as R. Similarly, if you want to write the file, it will be represented by W. Now consider a case I want to append the file, then it will be used as initial as A. So what is the difference between write and append? In case of write, whenever you are using this access mode as W, whatever the things that you wrote in your file, say in first instance, that will be deleted. And whenever you are again using W as access mode, it will start writing from first line. Whereas in case of append, it will store what is the data which was written for the previous time, and it will go till the end of that file, and it will again start writing from the end of the file. So this is the difference between write mode and access mode. And whenever you want to access it using binary file, you will append that access mode with B. So RB represents it is for binary file, WB for the write mode for binary file, and so on. So these are the access modes which are used for file handling. Yes. Now the next topic is what is the difference between absolute path and relative path. So first tell me what is the current working directory. What do you understand from this term? So this represents the directory which you are currently accessing. Whereas in case of absolute path, it is the full path to some place on your computer. It means it will start from its root. Whereas in case of relative path, it is the path to some file with respect to your current working directory. So we'll see with the example and then you will understand. For example, say consider the staff.txt file. So what is its absolute path? It is C, users, admin, then docs, and then this file. So this represents C is the drive. After that there is say users is folder, then admin, then docs, this is another folder, and then there is a staff.txt file. So this represents complete path, that is absolute path. But now consider a case that your current working directory is C users admin. So what is this? This is your current working directory. So whenever you want to mention relative path with respect to your current working directory, you will remove that particular path. So now I am going to remove C users admin from that path, and what is the remaining one? It is only docs staff.txt. So your relative path for this file will be docs and slash after that staff.txt. So what is the conclusion from this? It means current working directory plus relative path represents absolute path. See, how is it this? This is your current working directory and this is your relative path, remaining one which is not highlighted. And if I am going to add both these terms, what will be the result? Result will be absolute path. So remember the difference between absolute path and relative path. So these are the few concepts related to file handling that we covered today.